What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Hair Care Tuesday. And today's Tuesday is all about low porosity. In my previous Hair Care Tuesday, I kind of touched base a little bit about what hair porosity is, why it's important, and how you can find out. But mostly it's just really about listening to your hair. I'm going to do the categories. Obviously, we're going to start with low porosity. So if any of these characteristics sounds like your hair, then you might be low porosity. So the main characteristics of low porosity is that your cuticle, your hair's cuticle, which is the outermost layer of your hair, is closed very, very tightly. They lie flat instead of mid or like super open. It doesn't absorb product. It's hard to get wet, and your ends tend to be super dry. Protein treatments. Your hair does not do well with protein treatments. And in fact, if you ever do a protein treatment and you find that your hair is dry, stiff afterwards, kind of feels like straw, the chances are your hair is low porosity and it does not absorb the protein like it should. Also, you are super, super prone to buildup. If you've ever, I think I might have explained it in the last video, but if you ever sprayed your hair with water and kind of little water bubbles build up, that could be that your cuticle is closed and that you're low porosity. Or if you use a product and you find that it just kind of stays white and never really goes away, you could be low porosity. So those are all the characteristics. Closed cuticle, doesn't absorb product, hard to get wet, and takes a long time to dry. If you can't handle protein treatments, and if you are prone to buildup. Those are the characteristics of low porosity. As far as, hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. Pepper is on a rampage. Okay. So those are all the characteristics of low porosity. The proper routine for low porosity hair. Number one, you do not want to skip washing. You're going to want to shampoo your hair every time you need to shampoo your hair. I know some people, and me personally, I honestly don't do it that much anymore, but I know a lot of people co-wash. Co-washing, I do not recommend for low porosity hair. Cleansing conditioners will not do anything for you. Just don't do it. I recommend shampooing every time you need to shampoo. So whether you do your hair every 3 days, or if you do it once a week, anytime you're about to wash it, wash it. Don't use cleansing conditioner because it won't really work for you. Another thing would be to avoid heavy oils, butters, or creams. Your hair already has trouble absorbing water even. So I would suggest you not use anything heavy. Like use lighter oils, maybe use water-based leave-ins and curl creams if need be, but you don't want to use anything too heavy. Excuse me. Okay, geez. What was I saying? Geez, I'm all like sneezy and sniffly today. Sorry about that. But yes, avoid anything too heavy. It would definitely build up on your hair, especially if you have trouble absorbing it. Another thing that you want to do in your routine is you want to make sure you seal the moisture in. So your cuticles are already closed, so you don't really have to worry about moisture escaping like high porosity. But you still want to make sure that you're able to just kind of keep it locked in, especially your ends are going to get a little bit drier. You're going to want to make sure you're sealing in moisture. Another thing that you're going to want to make sure you're doing is sectioning your hair. Instead of putting big globs of product and just applying it to one large section, which you don't even know if you're getting all your hair, I always section my hair no matter what style I'm doing. If I'm wearing a curly wash and go, or if I'm wearing protective styles, you want to section your hair. I am not low porosity, but I think that's just kind of standard for most people, no matter the hair porosity. So definitely section your hair so you can make sure that every strand is being coated with not just products, with water. Water is a very important step when it comes to any type of sealing of moisture. Moisture and hydration is different. You're going to want to have both for sure. Um, I don't know if you've ever heard of the lock method. It's basically a method to keeping your hair moisturized and keeping that moisture in there. And LOC is liquid or leave-in, oil, and then cream. If you are low porosity, you might want to be careful with the cream part because creams tend to be a little bit thicker, hence the heaviness of creams. So just be on the lookout for that. And then there's also LCO, which basically you switch spots with the oil and the cream, um, which I think honestly is smarter, just because I feel like if you're putting oil on your hair before you're putting the cream, I don't feel like you're able to absorb the cream. The oil seals it all in. So I personally think that oil should be last, but some people have had success with the lock method instead. It's really up to you and what you prefer, but also it depends on what your hair likes as well. Another thing in a low porosity routine is steaming the hair. So when you are deep conditioning, you can like sit under a dryer or get put a cap on with like a heated towel. You can get a hot heads cap, which is basically the it's kind of like a shower cap, but it has flax seeds on the inside, and you microwave it, and it brings extra heat. If you have a steamer, uh, hair steamer or a facial steamer, I think you can use as well. Um, and that'll help open up those cuticles so you can absorb all the goodness. Uh, while we're on that subject of opening up the cuticles, you're going to also want to make sure that when you're washing your hair, you're using not hot water, but you want it to be hotter than cold. Just because if you're washing your hair with cold water, like your cuticles are already closed, you're just closing it up a little bit more, and you don't want that. You want to make sure your hair absorbs all the goodness, including shampoo. Like you're gonna want to make sure your cuticles are open enough for it to get that buildup off. I'm so sorry that I kind of sound like a Martian. My nose has been super, super stuffy. I keep messing with this damn bonnet. Apologies. We're kind of a mess today. Jeez. And while we are on the subject of washing, try and use moisturizing shampoos. Low porosity needs more moisture, while high porosity tends to need more protein, which is why, protein is kind of a no-no for most low pos. So yes, when you're shampooing, make sure you're using warmer water, and then make sure it's a moisturizing shampoo. That'll really help a lot when it comes to just opening up the cuticles and making sure your hair receives that moisture. Another thing that you want to include in your routine is humectants. Those are going to make sure your hair stays moisturized. Humectants can be hyaluronic acid, honey. Those are all going to be, I know honey and hyaluronic acid for sure. That is kind of what I recommend as a routine for low porosity hair. Anything that are my favorite, like all the products that I have posted on here, I'm a high porosity, so I recommend them for high porosity folks. If you are low, you can try them out. I don't think any of them are for one way or the other. Another thing that you can incorporate in your routine is you can look for certain brands that have low porosity specific hair care products. I know a while back, Shea Moisture had one for low porosity and for high porosity. It was specifically for that type of hair. So that's a good idea too, is to maybe if you do find something that is specifically for low porosity, that's obviously what it's supposed to be for. So definitely check those out. I think that's pretty much it for low porosity. Like I said, just listen to your hair as you do your routine, as you are learning about your hair on this journey. That's going to be how you find out, really. I mean, the tests that I mentioned in the last video, they can be helpful, but they're not always necessarily accurate. I mean, it depends on if your hair is clean, if you have product in your hair, the temperature of the water, anything that you do to test it out could be a factor. So really, it's all about listening to your hair, getting to know your hair, putting a product in, seeing how it reacts, stuff like that. I would definitely just listen to your hair. Okay, it knows what it wants, and you'll be able to actually find out, what is good. Not even just product wise, but like technique wise as well. So that's my information to you about low porosity hair. I also want to mention that I am so sorry with the inconsistency in my scheduling. Like, you guys know about the changes that have been happening, and it has been so hard to stay on track, but we are in a new year, and I'm trying to be more consistent. I'm trying to stay on schedule, but sometimes I get sick. I was super, super busy last week. Like, I worked every day. So just bear with me. Thank for all of you who stuck around. Thank you for sticking around. I'm trying. Please don't be mad at me. I hope you guys had happy holidays and a happy new year. Tell me if you tell me how you feel about this lighting in this room. I still don't have any lights right now, so I'm using natural light. I'm sorry if it's kind of been changing because the sun goes in and out, but I think this is how we're going to start doing it. I think this is how I'm going to start filming now. Might be in here or in the bedroom, one way or the other, but it's going to be natural light. So for now, anyways. So just let me know if you like this angle better, or if you like me in the bedroom, and if that's better lighting. I can't wait until we move so I can get like my own little like corner with the desk, and maybe have some really cool pictures or figurines or something in the back because I don't have anything. I mean, we have our Marvel display of Funko Pops, and we have a couple pictures, and posters, but I want something that's specific to my channel and the topic of my channel. So I'm sorry about that. Sorry about the sniffles. And yeah, I will catch you on the next Hair Care Tuesday, the next video. Okay, please stick around. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys, and see you on the next video. Bye.